Hi babies, welcome back to Thursday's episode. This week we are going to be talking about mismatched libidos in relationships. Now this is a question I frequently get asked. So I'm gonna give you guys some tips to help kind of bond you back together, or to even figure out some sort of schedule to make your relationship a little bit more intimate and a little bit more stable so that both your needs are met. Now, however, before I get into this, I want to say thank you guys so much for your consistent support. I'm absolutely, truly grateful and very blessed. We hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So for you guys, that might seem like small numbers. However, for me, especially with restarting 2 out of the 3 platforms or having to restart all that, I would not have been able to do it without an audience. So thank you guys for viewing and thank you so much for supporting me on this journey. Now, that being said, if you haven't done so already, what are you waiting for? Give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss a Monday or Thursday episode. And an invitation to go and follow my Instagram as well as my TikTok so you can get up-to-date content with what goes on in my regular life, as well as bringing forward more of those taboo topics. All right, let's get started on that mismatched libido. So first and foremost, we are going to sit down and have that really difficult conversation with our partners, and we are going to talk about our sex life. How many times a week or a month do your needs need to be met versus how many times a week or a month do my needs to be met? We need to find a balance and a middle point for each one of us so that both of us aren't feeling inadequate, unloved, or feeling less than. So when we have this conversation, you want to make sure you set the tone and you set the mood. So make sure your timing is on point. So when you do it, where you do it, and how you say it. So judging off of your tone. Talk to your partner like they're your teammate, because they are your teammate. There's no need to create an argument. There is no need to get upset about this. This is 2 grown people talking about their intimacy and their sex life to amplify it and make it better. Remember, both parties need to be on the exact same page. And that is why I started with communication as number 1. And also, y'all know communication is lubrication. Now, the next step after communication is going to need to be followed with an action. So you're not just talking about it and then going back to your old ways and your old routines. We are here because we need to draw attention to it and address it so that we can fix the issue and make it more manageable. So one of the things that lots of people don't want to hear is scheduling sex. However, if your sex life is all crazy and up in the air, maybe you don't have sex during the week because you're just exhausted after feeding the kids, after going to work, doing your daily routine things. Maybe sex is more of a weekend type of event. But how can we express that, or how do we know that without saying it? So maybe it's just something as simple as scheduling some sexy time or intimacy on the weekend. Or maybe it's starting your day off with some sex. I mean, I can't really think of a better way to be late to work than to get laid. However, don't run it that close. Wake up a little bit earlier, maybe have your breakfast or some coffee, and then get dicked down. Or just downright dirty if you don't have a dick. You know what I'm saying. Either way, time it out accordingly to figure out a schedule if scheduling is the issue. My next suggestion would be to incorporate mutual masturbation. Now, this involves both parties wanting to have sex, but necessarily not wanting to actually take the time that it takes to get them wet, to get them aroused, and you just want to get in and get out. And if that's the case, that's fine. I mean, it's not great to do all the time, but mutual masturbation is a great way for you to take off the edge off yourself and for your partner to take the edge off of themselves too. It's also a great opportunity for learning how your partner likes to pleasure themselves. Something to couple in with mutual masturbation is just actual masturbation and solo play by themselves. So how often a week does your partner want sex versus how much are they willing to self-gratify? Now, if you can find like a breaking period where we have sex once a week and you self-gratify every day or every other day or whatever your needs needing to be met are, that's Awesome, because now I know when I need to be on or when I should be on to meet our requirements. However, if you can't deliver that all the time consistently, that's totally fine too. And your partner needs to be able to understand that even though we have it scheduled for this time, right now I really just need some alone time, or right now I just need some other form of intimacy. Maybe it's cuddles, maybe it's having a shower together, maybe it's going out on a date. It doesn't have to actually be sex. So make sure you're soft with your partner, because as much as you are wanting to have more sex, there could be other reasons why your partner's not wanting to have sex. And that leads me to my next thing. My next one for number 3 is going to be sex therapy, whether it's actual sex therapy or whether it's somatic sex therapy. It can be done by couples or it can be done individually. Either way, there is absolutely no shame. We help you work through trauma. We help you work through pleasure, your body, your sensations, how to tap in a little bit deeper to make you want to have sex, or to get you to want to have sex, to make you feel comfortable, because a lot of the times it's stress, or it's not feeling comfortable in our bodies. It's the lack of confidence. It's the lack of knowing what your partner likes. There are plenty of factors. These things that I'm giving to you in this video are just gonna be easy, fast fixes, something that you can implement tonight even. The sex therapy is gonna be more long-term. So if you're in a relationship and you've already been in a long-term relationship for a while now and you keep running into this, it is not weak to go to sex therapy. It does not mean that this is your fault. You have to go to sex therapy. No, 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 no. You are a partner. You are teammates. What one does, the other does. That means that if one is responsible, the other is also responsible to a certain extent. Just like cheating. Why did you cheat? Well, my needs weren't being met. Why didn't you communicate it to me? I didn't feel safe enough to communicate that to you. There's multiple different ways to look at it. You have to look at the whole picture. What can I be accountable for versus what can they be accountable for? Number 4 is going to be look at what physically influences your sex drive. Our sex drive naturally ebb and flows, whether it be stress, whether it be hormones, energy levels, contraception, or overall general health. It's never going to be just rocket high all the time. There has to be a low. There has to be a middle meeting line. So for instance, some people have incredible amounts of arousal after they work out. All their endorphins are present and they want that more. So what happens when we have sex or when we engage in sex? We release more endorphins, more oxytocin, more love-making hormones. So that would be a way of addressing your physical attachment to sex and your physical health. Or maybe you go out and party all weekend and you don't want to have sex at all because you're down, you're anxious, you're depressed, or you're hungover as hell. What is more important, that alcoholic beverage or that drug of choice, or the intimacy and building that connection with your long-lasting partner that you potentially have a family with? Honestly, I can say personally, I'm gonna choose my partner over that alcoholic beverage. However, not as easily done as it is said. So, I mean, drinking, drugs, physically going to the gym, getting your heart rate up, these are things that can factor into your overall physical health and relationship with sex. My next tip for you is going to be experimenting in different ways of being intimate. Now, intimacy just isn't, like I'd covered, about sex. There's about the kissing, the touch, the foreplay, the getting your partner aroused, building that desire. Maybe it's falling back in love with the basic steps, the fundamentals to the buildup rather than just penetration. Bringing it back to the basics might help your partner feel more loved, more held, more engaged in the space rather than I need to get my fix, you need to be my whole of choice. Finally, my last step is going to be to stop comparing your relationship with sex or with your partner to other people, because we know comparison is really the killer. That's gonna be the killer of our ego. That's gonna kill our sensuality, our intimacy, our desire, our love within ourselves, and our connection with our partners. Oh, well, Betty and Rob are having sex 7 times a week and we're having sex once a month. Okay, but maybe in your relationship, your partner's stressed, or maybe they have depression or underlying mental health issues that they're currently working on. Maybe their libido is just lower and they're not as desired to have as much sex as you are. And if that's the case in an open relationship, or maybe a threesome, or masturbating more often, these are things that could potentially help you out, but you have to talk about these things before you even get there. But everybody is not having more sex than you. Don't approach the situation that way, and definitely don't use that as one of your talking points in your discussion about your sex life and your intimacy life with your partner, because nobody really feels good leaving from that being said. So if you found this video helpful at all, or it gave you any types of ideas, or if you have any ideas that you want to drop into the comment section below for others that are watching this, please do so, because we are a sex positive intimacy community. And I say community because it's all of us. It's all 100,000 of us talking about something that was deemed taboo and not right. So it's time we undress it and we strip down that taboo and we make it not so taboo, so that you and your partners can step right into their pleasure. Now, this is all that I have for you today, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Head over to my other socials, and please feel free to reach out at any point if you have any questions. All right, babies, I will see you on Monday. Cheers.